What's up, family, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Tape.
Hold on, baby, hold on. It's such a long drop from this cliff, I hope you hold strong. I had my time and this is it, I took it so long. Please don't let me go, baby, hold on.
What's up, family? We back with another rumbling conversation. And yo, man, today, man, I got a highly populated, or is that populated? Is that the right word? No, that ain't the right word. Man, y'all don't worry about me. I use the wrong words all the time, man. I'm punch drunk. Don't worry about it. Yo, I got a highly popular show. Not populated. Populated is when you go. Whatever. But I got a highly popular show, y'all, today. A lot of people keep asking me inside Facebook comments, Instagram comments, Twitter, TikTok, who do I think gonna win against Shakur and Dev? I'm like, Shakur and Dev is not even fighting. What are you talking about? But they keep asking me the same thing. Who do I think is going to win against Shakur and Dev? And I was like, the only thing I can tell them is, yo, let me tell y'all real quick. Let me tell y'all. Let me chill. Let me tell y'all who I think, who I got in this situation. Now, let's break this down on a lot of different levels, right? I'm going to break this down on a lot of different levels. First, we're going to start off is they fighting, right? We're not going to talk about the actual boxing match. We're going to talk about the business of the boxing, right? Is they fighting? And that's a no. They're not fighting. Dev sent Shakur a contract. And a lot of times, man, when I go to like big events and stuff, I realize how much like fans be wanting to know certain shit. So subscribe to the page. Just don't watch it. Subscribe. But whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? So Dev and Shakur is great warriors, right? So let me stay on track, y'all. I get lost a lot, man. I'm crazy. I get lost a lot. So is they going to fight? And what is the money behind it? Like, you know what I mean? They're not fighting. Dev sent Shakur a contract. Shakur sent Dev a contract. They arguing about purse splits. You know what I mean? And which is valid at this point. They both is young fighters coming up. They both deserve money that they both want. So they both are going to argue about money that they both want. That's just what's going to happen. That's just the fight. That's the fighting game. So that's what's going to happen. So with that aspect of the fight, I feel as though that is not hatched out yet. And I feel as though the Dev is not going to stay at 135. Neither is Shakur. Shakur is not staying at 135. So I got both of these champions going up to 140 at some part. Now I got Dev going to 140 now because he says that he's going to 140. He said he want to fight Regis Prograis or Prograde or Progressive or whatever. You know what I mean? He wants to fight Regis. So when he goes to fight Regis, he wants the belts to be held for him. He wants all his undefeated belts to be held for him. And they're not giving him a decision right now. So we don't know what's the aspect of that. We don't know what's the decision. Is they going to hold the belts for him? Is they not? We don't know. But we know that Dev do want to contend at 140. And we know that Shakur is not going to stay at 135 that long. So that's why I don't have this fight happening right now. I have this fight taking a couple of more years. You know how when you put all the juices inside the pot and you letting it stir up and you letting it simmer and you letting all that. That's what happening right now. The juices is inside the pot, huh? The juice, and now you just stirring the thing up and you letting it simmer right now. And it's smelling up the house. That's why everybody, when I went to the fight part, everybody has asked me about this situation. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know nobody. I don't know Shakur. I don't know Dev. I don't know no. I used to know some people that knew some people that knew some people. You understand what I'm saying? And now I don't know these people. You know what I mean? These people don't know me. So it's like, I don't know what's going to go on. But what I do know is what is being told on the internet and what's being said in the articles I read and all the interviews I watch and all the private information I get from certain promoters that I've been friends with for years. Because I was in the game at one point. I was in the game until I came out looking like Martin Lawrence. And then I had to pick another game. You know what I mean? So, You know what I mean? That's the thing when it comes to that aspect of it. We don't know because the contract is not signed and nobody knows what's going on. So we don't know is they gonna fight, but I'm for sure that they're gonna fight. I'm for sure that they want to fight each other. Another thing is about those two champions. Will both of them ever fight Tank? And I doubt that. I doubt that. I think that Tank is on his way out of the boxing game. And I think Tank got a lot of great fights with him. Teofimo Lopez, man. I think he got a rematch with Cruz. He got Tank can do so many things right now. And I think that Tank probably would jump up at one point to 140 to kind of win a belt at 140 just to do it. You know what I mean? If he wants to. I think Tank got a lot of things that he can do in boxing that don't have nothing to do with Dev or Shakur. And I think that if he does fight them, it will probably be Dev and not Shakur because it's the position that they both sit at right now. Shakur is a little bit behind Dev. Dev is a little bit in front of Shakur. Then you got guys like Frank Martin, Keyshawn Davis, and all these guys that's maturing into the weight class. So those guys are not going to stay in that weight class too long. So they might get out. So I'm interested. You know what I mean? Especially in seeing what Tank's going to do. I got Tank fighting Keyshawn or Frank or then Dev and Shakur because it's just the contract situation and the money situation is always going to be a battle with them because especially the three kings, they feel as though that they deserve the top paying check. And Tank is up here when it comes to money. Those guys is not going to take that money, especially having the belts that they have and the notoriety that they have and the people that they have around them. The people that you have around you is your team. And your team is not going to let you do nothing that's going to hurt yourself. Especially what we learned this weekend from the Errol Spence fight. The Errol Spence fight taught us a lot about giving up too much in negotiations. And I'm not saying nothing about Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford proved me wrong. Terrence Crawford proved me wrong. I tell you, Terrence Crawford beat the shit out of me, man. I'm telling you, I don't want to say nothing about him. I want to hide when I see him. I promise y'all, man. Listen, I'm terrified. You see what I'm saying? But honestly, to keep it all the way a buck and a bean, these guys are not going to put themselves in position whereas though they're going to give up a lot in their career. And I don't blame them. You know what I mean? What Errol Spence did is great for the sport of boxing, but it's bad for him. See what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand how much confidence that kills inside of you. You coming in with the A sign and you got the A sign chip on your shoulder, then that's what you got. Like you're rocking with that A side chip on your shoulder. So a lot of people don't understand how bad coming into a game and you got all of these different aspects and you're worried about certain things and you're worried about the negotiations inside certain aspects of the fight. I feel as though in this fight with Errol Spence, and this is a key statement for the younger generation to understand. In this fight with Errol Spence, he gave up too much and he was involved in too much. You got to fight at the end of the day. Negotiations, promoters, let that go through the negotiators and the promoters. If they tell you don't give that up, then don't give it up. And it's just what it is. It's not about being a punk or being a bitch. Let those guys that talk all that stuff about all that, you're not answering the call, they're not fighters. They never been in the ring a day in their life. They never even smelled a gym. They never even had their fucking ass. I have my eye beaten out, man. Niggas will tell you, I've been fucked up. I won a lot and I lost a lot. But it's different. That these a lot of fans will make you do something in boxing that you have no business of doing. And it has nothing to do with just being scared. Get that shit out your mind. You gotta let that shit go, man. Cause I really, he said that his dad told him he didn't want to take the fight. But let's get back to the what you call. I'm getting off track a lot. So let's get back to Devin Haney and whatchamacallit. I think that aspect of the fight is going to happen. I think it's definitely going to happen. Now, when it comes down to the actual fight between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, that's a different aspect. When it comes down to the actual fight, the fight plays out differently. To me, I don't know who will win that fight. You have two guys that great at what they do. You have one guy that's great at capturing the fans, capturing the refs, being able to win in a smart way without getting his hands dirty. That's Devin Haney. You have another guy that boxing IQ is on a different level. His boxing IQ is on a different level. You have the information of being able to understand what's going on in the ring, being able to understand movements, stance, places in the ring. That's Shakur. You have two of these guys that's great at the technical side of boxing. When you watch the sparring match that they had before, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal sparring match they had before. You watch any of the work that they have done before, it's phenomenal. So you got two champions with a phenomenal with phenomenal talent around them. They're not one-trick ponies, both of them. They both can do so many fashions of things. But the Devin Haney and Lomachenko fight taught me something about Dev. Dev is willing to stay around and not quit. Willing to change things up to win. The reason why I say that is because we watched Errol Spence go down in defeat this weekend. And nothing was changed in the corner, or was no second game plan after the first round, and we see that certain things wasn't working. We seen Dev game plan not working, and we never saw Dev just get his butt handed to him. He adjusted. He tried different things. He moved. He knew how to move. He knew about how to block punches. He knew how to get away from punches. Dev understood what to do to put himself in the right position to win the fight no matter what is going on. So it's different. And when you got two opponents that care about the technical side of boxing, you bet not. I'm not picking. A smart guy that understands boxing is not picking. It's not picking. You're gonna just say, "Oh, I gotta sit back and watch this one. This is gonna be phenomenal." I refuse to pick this one, because when you have just this talent in front of you, is incredible. That's why I don't think that they should fight right now, especially for the purse split that they both got. No, they should fight when they both is able to give each other 50-50, and that 50-50 is going to make them billions of dollars. And I believe that that's a way there. I truly believe that it is a way that they can make a lot of money within a short period of time, and within 3 years. It is a way, especially with the aspect of how big this year made boxing. And that is growing on to people. And now people are latching on to understanding what's going on in boxing. And now they want to see certain fights being made, and they're getting the fights that they want. We're getting, literally in about 70 more days, we're going to get Canelo Alvarez and Jamel Charlo. A great fight. A great fight. We could have, last year, that would have been our only great fight that we would have got, and we would have been happy with that. But now we're getting a phenomenal fight. Now we got 4 fights back to back that was great fights that didn't have to linger, or we didn't have to hear about negotiations, or was it happening or was it not happening. We know that the fight is made and it's getting done. So at this point in time, you guys, I don't believe that they're going to fight no time soon. I don't believe. I just believe everything else is going to be tall. It's going to be negotiations. Great fun for the internet. Great, you know what I mean, to get these fights really happening and being where they at and get the talk up and get the publicity up for the fights. The internet is driven for this. These channels that they have, a lot of fighters get mad at these channels, but these channels help the publicity of the fighters because now we're able to get the information out faster. Before, I used to have to go to Rite Aid and read Ring magazine books when I didn't have no money. I had to stand in the Rite Aid and read magazine book and try to look for a new fighter that I wanted to see, or I wanted to look up something. I had to do that. Box Rec wasn't internet driven. You couldn't go on Box Rec. You had to call Box Rec. You had to ask them, what was this guy's record? I'm looking for this guy. I'm going to fight this guy. He's out of this country. It might have been 5 guys named that name, and they had to. So now these little YouTube channels is getting the publicity out for these fighters fast, and it's making everybody hungry for big fights. And it's great because we got a lot of them to come around. That's one thing about boxing that's not about other sports. We can put on a Super Bowl every other month because it's that many fights that could be made that's interesting, especially with the talent that's in boxing at this moment. It's a lot of it. It's a lot of it. So, y'all, that's my opinion on the Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney debacle and what's going to happen with them. And I think that's a great fight. And I think that, listen, man, just wait. Just wait. I think we got 2 years for that fight, no matter what. But no matter what, for those 2 years, we're going to see those guys fight great opponents leading up to that fight. So with that information, y'all know, man, I'm going to keep it gutly. I'm out, man. All right, y'all. Guess what? Tales from the tape.
Hold on, baby, hold on. It's such a long drop from this cliff, I hope you're hold strong.